Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for mid-December 2024. You have this new life card and this fork in the road card. I love this new life card. She's being lifted up on this pedestal here, and she's just stepping into a new life. So there could be a lot of like happiness or joy coming in for you. You even have the Ten of Cups here, and the Ten of Cups is like happiness and joy. So I like to see that. You do have the Tower in the area of your thoughts, but I think you need to get out of your head here, Leo, and stop like catastrophizing things or thinking the worst of something is kind of the energy that I get here, because it's actually a very good reading. And, you know, like I said, I think you need to kind of get out of your head with that Tower energy showing up in the area of your thoughts. You have the Ten of Cups, and this is coming up in your current general energies. This is like how you are entering in to the Celtic cross. The Ten of Cups, these people are choosing happiness. You know, they have these 10 cups above their heads. And I always say, like, yeah, sure, the Ten of Cups can represent, you know, happy home, happy family, or love. But I think the more important thing to do with the Ten of Cups is to choose happiness. Choose happy thoughts, right? Choose to do things, more things that make you happy or bring you joy. And that's what I would do with the Ten of Cups. I also feel that there could be a lot of support, or you could be feeling more supported, like in your connections. And I'm talking about like all the people in your life. So, you know, again, I think you could just be feeling more supported. Your crossing energy is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, or the crossing energy, can represent what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. You know, I would say focus is probably key here for you. She has this falcon on her wrist here, and the falcon represents the fact that she is training her focus. She is learning like who, what, when, where, why to focus on. And I think that working on your focus is going to be important. I would also say with it, this crossing, that working on your environment is going to be very important. Like creating an environment of success is kind of key with the Nine of Pentacles, and definitely an action that we can take with the Nine of Pentacles is just like working on creating an environment of success. I always say that, like, I come into my office here and all I have to do is hit one button and everything turns on, right? If I didn't have that, I would have to turn on like 900 things around me, right? Just to get everything working and recording. But, you know, setting myself up so I only have one button makes things like a million times easier. So, you know, that's like one example, but there's like a million things you could do to make sure that you are feeling more successful, you know, and that's part of the Nine of Pentacles is like how you feel. And so getting into those good feelings is going to be important. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Tower. Again, it's not necessarily bad. I mean, we're going to clarify. We'll see what comes up. And, you know, what I will say is that it's not necessarily bad to have this in your thoughts, but, you know, it can say that you are expecting the worst out of a situation. But the reading is really good. I mean, you have the Chariot, you go down to the Wheel of Fortune. So you might be thinking about something that could cause a disaster in your life, or you could be thinking that something would be a disaster if you were to like take action on it, whatever it is. But really, I think the answer is no, it's not. You know, it won't create a disaster, or won't cause a problem. So I think you need to get out of your head. The other thing I will say is that Tower and Chariot can represent a move, just plain and simple. So some of you, this, you know, again, if you're not having those catastrophic thoughts about everything that's going on in your life, then you know, this could say that you're just thinking about moving or something like that. In the area of your foundation, you have the Chariot, which is very good. The Chariot says that you are leaving something behind. And again, with the Tower, you could be accepting a new reality. You know, the whole point of the Tower is that those people have been ignoring reality. They're being brought back down to reality, and they're seeing things in life for how they actually are. And the Chariot, he is leaving the city behind him so he can enter into a new reality. And so I think for a lot of you that you could be getting into alignment with like your goals, your wishes, your dreams. You know, I always say the trick with the Chariot is alignment. He has these stars up here and these moons down here. It kind of says as above, so below. So he is in alignment with what he wants. And these two sphinxes here represent the mysteries of the universe. And so the reason that those sphinxes aren't attached to the Chariot is because he is trusting that they are going to guide his Chariot in the right direction, because he is in perfect alignment with what he wants. And like I said, Nine of Pentacles, you know, a great way to get into alignment is to create a positive environment. It's like, obviously, if you're in a crappy environment, then you're going to have a hard time, you know, getting motivated, staying motivated, and, you know, taking action and feeling good about yourself and all that other stuff. So the Nine of Pentacles Pentacles, it is coming up in a challenge position, but the challenge for you is to fix your situation. If you are if something is out of order. Next, in the area of the past, this is the energy that you are moving past. You have this synchronicity card and this take a breath card. I feel like you need to pay attention to the messages, Leo. I feel like I've said this to you before. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that maybe in your last reading, or not the last reading, like the weeklies, but the last weekend readings I did, maybe I said this to you, but I feel like you're getting signs and symbols and synchronicities that you need to take action towards something. But I am just getting action on this Wheel of Fortune for whatever reason. Like the Wheel of Fortune is really saying to me in your reading that you need to take action on that. And again, we'll look into it when we get there. But for whatever reason, like I do look at the Wheel of Fortune as an action, but not this much, not as much as I feel right now. So there's definitely some sort of action you need to take, and it's probably some sort of synchronicity, or there are synchronicities around what you're thinking about. You have the Three of Swords. Again, good thing that this is coming up in the past. This could say that you're healing. The Three of Swords is a card of forgiveness as well. I always say that those swords are in your own heart. And the whole point of the Three of Swords is to remove those swords from your heart. So we usually can do that with forgiveness or forgiving a past situation. We don't have to forgive a person directly. We just have to forgive them in our heart. And it doesn't even have to be a person. I mean, you could be forgiving your job, or your career, or you could be forgiving yourself as well here, Leo. But I think all that would be really good for you. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this day and night. It says there's current disharmony, yes, due to existing differences in some matter. Tower, there are two people on the tower. The thing about the tower is that it's like the guy in the red, he realizes the tower is on fire, and he is jumping out head first. He realizes something isn't right. This person's like, oh my God, I can't believe this tower collapsed after it's been on fire for, hours and hours and hours, right? So that person is totally blindsided and totally surprised by a situation. And so some of you could feel like you're in a situation like this where you're like screaming that the house is on fire, but they're like, no, it's not, I don't know. I feel like some of you could be dealing with an issue like that, where it's like you're worried about something clearly because it's showing up in the area of your thoughts, and I feel like someone you're dealing with is not worried about something, and that could be a little frustrating for sure. Again, it's still a good reading, but again, I think that some of you could be dealing with that problem. You have this Capricorn card. It says challenges. It says it will not be an easy path, but if you build discipline, you will achieve your goal. I encourage everyone to do something hard right now. I mean, I think it's our only option, really. So I encourage everyone to pick the hard path, or pick the harder choice, even if it's a pain in the ass to like build something or do something. And, I think it mostly because it'll be worth it. And, it's like, I know people want things to be easy, but that's not how life works. And again, it's like, easy come, easy go, as they say. So I think, picking the challenge or going for the more challenging options in your life right now will help you grow, and it will also lead to a better result. You have the Temperance card. Temperance is about turning things around, and so is the Wheel of Fortune. So, this could say that you are trying to create a turnaround in your life, or you're trying to improve a situation. I always say we can turn a negative into a positive, or we can turn a positive into a negative with the Temperance card. Obviously, I would turn those negatives into positives with the Temperance card, because I think that's your best bet. The Temperance card also says we can get off on this path and we can get this crown. So there's clearly something that you are wanting in your life, like a goal, wish, dream, something like that. And I feel like it's time to get started on this journey. Just like that Capricorn card says, it will not be an easy path, but if you build discipline, you will achieve your goal. Next, in your outcome row, you have this card that says adjustments are required. Yes, I think this is probably annoying to a lot of people. I think for the past few years and for the next couple of years, if we set out to start something, it's like the first few things that we do probably aren't going to work, or like they're going to be things in the way of our vision. And the trick is we have to keep going. I've been working on my startup, DENT Makers, for like 3 years now, practically, almost 3 years. I've gone through I've hired 3 people to build it, and I've had to fire all 3 of those people. I'm finally on my 4th one. I don't know if I'm going to fire him yet or not. It's my brother. So, I don't know. He might get fired. He might not, if he actually does the work, right? But, it's like I've gone through 4 people now, basically, and it's just like one thing after another. So again, I think that a lot of people are dealing with this energy right now, where it's like you have to, we have this energy of constantly having to go back to the drawing board. And so I feel like some of you feel that way, where it's like you work on things, and I'm not saying it's a business. It could be relationships, it could be your life in general, it could be your health, but it's like you're always having to adjust, and I think that gets a little bit annoying. I get it, but I feel, keep adjusting because you're getting closer to success. You have this card that says you are good enough. Yeah, I think you need to believe that you deserve something here, Leo, that you deserve good things, and I would just say that you believe you deserve good things. You have the Wheel of Fortune over the next few months. I feel pretty good about this for you, Leo. It's like your fortunes are changing or things are improving over the next few months. So there could be a lot of luck or there could just be improvements coming in for you. With the Wheel of Fortune, of course, we have to double down on the good stuff and get rid of the bad stuff just as quickly. So I think for a lot of you, there are a lot of improvements coming in for you. But, I think you need to double down on the good stuff with that Wheel of Fortune energy. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Moon. It's not bad or good. I think that some of you, this is all relationships, like love and otherwise. So, I feel for some of you, you could just be in a more introspective energy, even though the Moon is kind of a card of introspection. This is part of the Fool's journey. When I say he, I meant the Fool. So the Fool is on his journey. He comes to the Moon card, and he has to go down this path and get to these mountains in the background. Those mountains represent something he's trying to accomplish. So the Fool maybe is isolating himself so he can get to those mountains and, finish his goal. And so, it kind of is telling to me that some of you maybe are isolating yourself, or maybe you're, taking time to accomplish a goal. I don't really see it as a bad thing unless you become like some sort of paranoid hermit or something. But, for the most part, I feel like it's perfectly fine for you to isolate yourself and take care of yourself. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Four Cups. Four Cups says you have been disappointed a bunch of times in the past, and now you're getting a new offer. The trick with the Four Cups is that we have to accept the new thing into our life, whatever it is. So I think that there could be a solid new offer coming in for you in any area of your life, and I feel like you need to realize that it's not going to be a disappointment. So I would definitely accept whatever this opportunity is. I also feel this could be ideas that you're having. But it's maybe your ideas haven't been working. And so when your ideas haven't been working, it can be hard to try your new ideas. But I feel like you need to try your new ideas. You have the King of Swords. King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom. King of Swords is about using your knowledge and wisdom for success. And so I think a lot of you are kind of I kind of get boss up vibes here, where it's you're bossing up, or you're just in a better energy to use your knowledge and wisdom. And this could, of course, be leading to more success. So, love it, Leo. We're going to clarify this, and let's see what is going on for you here. With the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, you have the Page of Cups. Could be a little bit of love here if you're wanting love. Again, I wouldn't really call this a love reading, but if you want love, of course, I think love is always available to us. More importantly, he has this fish in the cup, and the fish can represent his dream or something that he is dreaming about. So I always say he needs to grab onto that fish and bring it down to earth. He really needs to make that dream happen. So, again, if you have a dream or something you want to do, I would do it. Yeah, with the Tower, you have the 10 of Cups. Everything is fine, Leo. You have the 10 of Cups twice. It's you're worrying about things you don't need to worry about. So whatever you are worried about, I think you need to let those fears go, because clearly there's much better energy coming in for you. Now, if you have had a Tower moment in the past, the 10 of Cups is fortune after difficulty. So it could be saying that you are overcoming, a Tower moment, or you are releasing a past Tower moment that happened for you. Again, if you do want love, I do feel like there could be a little bit of a surprise here in love. You could be meeting a person randomly or by surprise, or you could be surprised that a person is interested in you. So, it could be love. With the Chariot, you have the Queen of Pentacles. This is card of resources. Leo, you've been getting this card and other cards of resources with me for a very long period of time. I would definitely keep an eye on your resources, but this is pretty good. It's coming up in the area of your foundation. So you could be really improving your resources, or you could be finding that your resources are improving or getting better. And so, again, I think this is just an improvements in your finances. With the 3 of Swords, you have the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering, healing. It's coming up in your past position or what you are moving past. So I feel for a lot of you Leos that you are moving past healing something, healing your emotions, or healing a breakup or a separation, or healing something that hurt your heart. And, again, it's coming up in the past, so it kind of says that you've already done it, which, of course, is a good thing. With the Temperance card, you have the Sun, which is your card. This is amazing. The Sun is, kind of, with the Temperance card, would say that focusing on the positive will help you create a positive turnaround, going down to the Wheel of Fortune. With the Sun, I always say that the Sun shines a light on things that we need to pay attention to. And in this, you have this, where was it? I think it was in your second row. That you have this synchronicity card. And so with the Sun, we have to pay attention to things that our attention is being drawn to. So if your attention is being drawn to synchronicities, then I would pay attention to those synchronicities, because it's probably the Sun trying to get your attention. And again, the Sun tries to get our attention on things that matter. So if there's something you can't stop thinking about, I would move towards it or whatever. But the Sun is also you, which is a good thing. The Sun puts you in a position of power and strength. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Devil. If you want love, you could be attracting a Capricorn. We have Capricorn twice. We also have Cancer, but we have you right here. So I don't feel too bad about the Devil. I will say that I do think it's a great time to remove any unhealthy habits or any bad habits you have here, Leo, because, we have Mars retrograde in Leo, and Mars retrograde is never good for, like drinking or your bad habits or whatever your bad habits are. I don't know. We all have bad habits, I'm sure. So whatever they are, it doesn't really matter. But, I think removing some bad habits or getting rid of any bad habits you have, of course, is a good idea with the Devil. Next, with the Moon, you have the Moon. So, yes, exactly what I said. I feel like you're in introspection mode, or you are just in a place of introspection. And I'm still not on, honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about it, Leo. It's not bad, but, at all. It's you could be protecting your emotions, or you're just trying to accomplish something, so you're shutting out the noise, is kind of the feeling I got. The Fool is going on that journey to get to those mountains, and it's he can't listen to a bunch of BS going on around him, so he has to shut out the noise so he can accomplish his goal. And that's kind of what I feel here. But, at the same time, I feel something. So it's maybe just make sure that you're not ignoring important people in your life. Make sure you're, checking up on people who matter to you. If someone pops up in your head, like a friend or a family member, maybe you should reach out to them, because maybe they're thinking about you or something at that time. It just kind of gives me the feelings it's not bad, but I still feel something here. I'm still not sure what. So I would just stay open. With the Four of Cups, you have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you have to stop making things hard, Leo, for sure. I think things have been so hard for Leo that you make things hard. And again, I'm not criticizing you here. I think we all do this. If you go through a hard time and you have to try extra hard to accomplish things, then, over a period of time, then things are just going to be hard. And you are automatically going to assume that you have to work hard. Ten of Wands is not a bad card. He's about to reach his goal in the background here, but I also feel this is saying things don't have to be so hard. So if you're trying to accomplish a goal, wish, dream, whatever, I feel you should be just thinking of the efficient way to do things, not necessarily the hard way to do things. And I would really pay attention to that. With the King of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords, some sort of victory coming in for you. This could also, both cards can represent the truth. So you could be, kind of getting some sort of truth or seeing the truth in a matter, and that, the truth will set you free, Leo. I also feel there could be positive communication coming in for you. Some of you could be attracting an older person. I don't really think this is a love reading, but again, if you want love, you could be attracting someone who's older than you. And I don't know, looks good with the Ace of Swords. You have this Caution card. People, Moon card, I literally said this, right? She has all these people. These are animals, I get that, but they're meant to represent people rushing into her life, wanting her attention. So again, you really could be being very careful with your energy. And again, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think, you should be protecting your energy from people right now. You have this Criticism card. I feel like you are being too critical with that Tower card in the area of what's on your mind. So I would be careful of assuming that things are going to be terrible. I think you need a little bit more optimism here. I think you need to think a little bit more positively with the Ten of Cups twice as well. And the Sun, the card of optimism. You have this Organization card. Everybody this month has had something about organizing things or doing things in order. So I think being organized would be a good idea. You have the submission card. This card says you are much more free than you realize. I always say this card reminds me of the Eight of Swords. There's this bird in this cage here, but the cage door is open. So the bird could easily set itself free if it wanted to, but it just has to leave the cage, And so I think for some of you that what you need to leave the cage of is the Ten of Wands and the Tower. Things never working out for you, things never going in the right direction, making things harder than they need to be. And so, all of those things I think would kind of like help you set yourself free. You have this power card. I think you need to take your power back. You have the sun and the moon in this reading, and you have the sun and the moon right here. And the sun and the moon together could be about you balancing both of those energies outside of inside of yourself. I mean, you could be balancing your light side and your dark side. You could be balancing out your emotions and your thoughts, or whatever. And I think that would be great. That will give you power as well. But this looks pretty good, Leo. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.